welcome to the Public Safety Building. On short notice, through the efforts of our sheriff and our school superintendents, on behalf of myself, mayor here in Williamson County, we are making an announcement today to help our fellow school people, the school district and the counties and the affected areas down in the Houston area of Texas. Many people have called in to our county through different mechanisms, emails, individually to our different offices, asking what Williamson County folks can do to help those that are in need. Back in 2010, we were not affected as bad as the folks are down in that area today, but we all saw the tremendous devastation that occurred in Nashville and Davidson County and even into Williamson County, and we're trying to help, and we're trying to let our citizens help. I'd like to call up to the microphone, if I could, Dr. Looney, and kind of give you an overview of what we are planning to do from the school side, and we have several other people that we'll be introducing. And then later on, all of the mayors here in Williamson County will join me at the podium as we issue that challenge. Dr. Looney?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for coming today. To my left is Dr. Angela Huff, who is my Special Programs and Projects Director. Dr. Huff is going to be leading the Williamson County effort to participate in a statewide effort led by TOSS, and you'll be introduced to the TOSS Executive Director, the Tennessee Organization of School Superintendents, so that we can help our neighbors just to the west of us, Texas, when it's time for their students to return back to school, to help them be prepared and have the tools and supplies they need. So we're going to be accepting donations with the help of several entities, specifically and very focused on supplying students with school supplies. Dr. Huff's telephone number is 615-472-4000. So if you have any additional questions, please reach out to her. We are asking very specifically for student backpacks, number 2 pencils, ruled paper, crayons, glue, and scissors. And we are asking that all those items come to us new and the same original packaging that it was purchased in, so that we can get it to the folks in Texas in good shape. Once again, Dr. Huff is going to be available to answer questions by telephone. We certainly appreciate the mayor's leadership, the sheriff's leadership, and all the leadership from my school superintendent colleagues from across the state. In particular, my good friend and colleague, Dr. David Snowden, is leading this effort as well, and he will be introducing the Executive Director of TOSS. Thank you once again so much for coming. Dr. Snowden, if you'll come forward. David, I really appreciate your leadership on this and look forward to working with you on this important project.
Thanks, Dr. Looney. It's a privilege to be a part of these efforts. 12 years ago, almost to the day, we decided to try to send some things, supplies, to the Gulf Coast region when Hurricane Katrina hit. Our goal at that point was to hopefully get a van load of water and a few supplies, but this community, as it always does, responded in such fashion that within 30 hours we loaded 2 18-wheelers of supplies to take to the Gulf Coast. And I still get thank you notes from those people who were recipients of that good work that this community did. So again, we're calling on our community. It's a fantastic community. We know, as we did 12 years ago and in other disasters, the response will be significant. So thank you all for being a part of that. And I'd like to introduce our Executive Director of our Tennessee Organization of School Superintendents, Dr. Dale Lynch.
Thank you, Dr. Snowden and Dr. Looney. It's a great pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. I want to thank Williamson County, Franklin Special School District, for their leadership with this effort and this initiative. The entire Williamson County community has stepped up and been very gracious And on behalf of all the superintendents and school districts in Tennessee, we want to say thank you for being the hub here for our folks in Texas. I reached out to the state executive director yesterday. He's supposed to be getting back with me today to let us know exactly what we need to do here in Tennessee to help our students in Texas. And I also want to say thank you again on behalf of the 141 plus school districts in Tennessee who have reached out to me as executive director and said, how can we help? Tennessee is a tremendous state, a state of volunteers and a state of loving and a state of caring. So again, on behalf of the State Superintendent's Organization, TOSS, I want to thank Williamson County, Franklin Special, and all the folks here. So again, I appreciate the efforts and look forward to being a part of this effort to help Texas. Mayor?
So let me give a little housekeeping, and if the mayors or city managers, because we called this together in about 24 hours, if you all would join me up here, either the city managers or the mayors, and as they're making their way up here, our Sheriff Jeff Long reminded me to also put a part in this. Dr. Looney, would you come back up and say something about the school bus drive that you're trying to do, or if we can possibly pull that off?
Thank you very much. One of the things I failed to mention is that we recognize that many of those school districts are not going to have any school buses to begin transporting school students back once school does resume. So Williamson County is going to be deploying 2 school buses to the area as soon as they are in a position to open school back up. And I know the School Superintendents Association organization, along with other directors of schools across the state, will be leveraging their resources as well. So we're going to do everything that we can within our power, from school buses to books and crayons and notebook paper. I'm looking forward to this, and this is a way for us all to come together as a community to help our Texan neighbors.
Again, thank you, Dr. Looney. This would not be possible without the sheriff and his men and the many volunteers that we have throughout our community. The sheriff has informed me that all of the things are set up at the Ag Park. That's off from Long Lane. If you're watching this, or if you have the ability, starting Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, running till 4 o'clock at the Ag Center, the area will be marked for you to drive in and drop off those items that Dr. Looney has indicated that we are trying to collect and put in individual bags. We have 2 churches in our community that have stepped forward and offered to man and women these activities. Both Barry's Chapel and Grace Chapel have offered to step up and serve the 9 days out there. As you drive in, you'll simply drive up underneath the portico and someone will take those donations. We also have a website. There'll be many of you that will want to give items other than the school supplies that Dr. Looney and all of us have decided this is our particular area that we're concentrating on. If you're wanting to give other items, we ask that you take them to your individual place that you support in your endeavors. If you're wanting to give money or any of those items, there's a website that has been set up. It's the Williamson Gives website. That's cfmt.org/Williamson-gives. You can give money there and get your receipt from that area also. We're only receiving those items that he mentioned: backpacks, standard and ruled paper, crayons, number 2 pencils, scissors, and glue. So with that in mind, with the mayors and the city managers behind me, and as we have always tried to work together in our community to make it a better place to live and work and worship and just be a great place to live, I challenge each of these mayors and the city managers to do what they can in their municipalities to help us meet our goal. And I will personally start that off by being out there Saturday morning, delivering my products and working the day trying to help them. So I'll challenge Fairview, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Thompson Station, Fairview, and Brentwood to do what you can to help us as we make those efforts. So Miss Franklin, I do not want to leave it. I do not want to leave Eric and Franklin out to make our goal. Thank you for being here today. We're going to take questions on some of them in a few minutes. Thank you.
Anyone have questions for any of our speakers or any of our mayors or city administrators?
Mayor Anderson, you mentioned that you guys put this together in 24 hours. Can you talk about those fast efforts
Jeff?
for this community effort?
Absolutely. Could I start with our sheriff and show some of the solidarity? He got his people involved in what we were doing first.
In that time, we decided that we would need to make prepared ways to go to Texas to get that delivered. The thing that we want to be mindful of is they may not be ready and prepared to receive those items yet. So we want to be able to get them loaded, and be able to doing that. We have had a trucking company that has volunteered a trailer for us to store the materials in. Lasco Products, Metal Products, has also donated boxes and pallets for us to load the items in to put on a tractor-trailer truck. The Sheriff's Office recently had a tractor that was donated by a trucking company here in our municipality, and we will take that, and our people, our employees will help load all of that, store it at the Ag Park with the help of Kenny Wallace and his crew at the Ag Park, and then eventually we'll transport those to the Texas area once they're ready to receive them.
Might also say that through Dr. Looney's efforts, Dr. Snowden, the schools were really what were driving this. We had so many requests from different agencies or different individuals throughout our county, and this was our way of saying, let us help. Other questions?
Dr. Looney, have you guys figured out the logistics, I guess, of sending some buses down that way and keeping the people down there? And
We have not. We do know that buses are going to be needed. We have identified some surplus buses that we have in this particular district. Our neighboring school districts from across the state will be doing the same thing. Our intent is to park the buses at the Ag Center until such time they're needed by those communities that have been affected by this tragedy. The same thing is true of the supplies. We're going to be collecting them and shipping them just in time for them to open school up. And I appreciate, and Dale, you might want to very well come up here, Dr. Lynch, as the executive director of TOSS, is really leading the statewide effort for all school systems across the state, and I'm yielding to his leadership on this matter.
do we have an idea how many buses statewide we may effort to send?
Well, I have heard just as today 3 different districts that are planning to do something similar to what Williamson County is doing, and different staging areas. But many of our school districts now are looking to try to find what's the best way to send the material or send the school supplies here to Williamson County. So they're doing that currently.
Other questions?
Once again, I'd like to emphasize the time this Saturday, starting at 8 o'clock to 4, Sunday from 1 to 4. Monday, Labor Day, we will be manning that from 8 to 4 and all throughout the week through next Saturday. Any other questions? Thank you for being here. Thank you, mayors.
Thank you.